Hey, how you doing? It's Mike from GetYourRockOut. I'm here with Buffalo Summer. How you doing, mate? You alright?
All good, thanks. How are you?
Cool, not too bad. How's the tour going?
It's been fantastic so far. Majority of the show's been sold out, so and this one is tonight, so you can't ask any more than that.
Nice. How was it like touring with Heaven's Basement?
Brilliant. Yeah, it's the first time we've toured maybe with a band with a bit of a younger audience, and we've had a really good reception from the crowds, and you know, Heaven's Basement themselves are fantastic guys, and the other band on the tour as well, Scarlet Riot. So we've all had a blast, so it's been brilliant so far. Excellent.
You guys released your debut album, having only formed really a couple of years ago. You seem to have fast-tracked to something that a lot of bands kind of struggle to get to. Would you say that you're a driven band then?
I'd definitely say we're a driven band. I think as soon as we got together, we knew exactly what we wanted to do. So we just sort of self-funded the debut album, released it ourselves, and we had some good press from Classic Rock magazine, and then it got picked up by Cargo Records, so it's been officially released properly now. So. Here we are on tour now.
Nice. And did you write like an album's worth of material like within getting together, or is this a combination of 2 years worth of work?
Well, myself and Johnny have known each other for about 13 years, and while we were sort of in a bit of downtime back home, we were jamming together sort of before the band was a band really, so we had a few ideas and bits of songs floating about, but as soon as we decided that we were going to probably get it together, we got my brother on drums and an old school friend on bass, and Darren, and then it was just really quick from there. It was just, finished writing the songs. We had, I think, about 12 songs, and we thought, right, just get in and record them, see how it comes out, and we were happy with the results, so we thought we'll just release it and see what happens, so it's gone alright so far.
Nice. Alright, well, I'll talk to you about that classic rock press that you got. You've been described by them as a bit of Zeppelin, a bit of Skinner, a bit of Free. Very old school kind of band, you'd say?
Yeah. I think the roots of the band is definitely in classic rock and the 70s, but I don't think, we don't see ourselves as just a purely retro band. Like, there are a few bands which are just about being retro, but a lot of the other reviews we had have said we're sort of in that vein, but sort of with a sort of more of putting our own stamp on things, more of a modern twist, because we also take a lot of influence from a lot of like Motown soul music as well, so we bring a lot of that groove element into the music and mix it up with classic rock, and then that's the sort of sound you get with us. But yeah.
How important do you think it is to keep that kind of classic rock sound alive, maybe even some of the classic rock attitude to things?
I think classic rock, in terms of like rock music, will always be around, and I think there's a whole new generation of people starting to discover those bands, because the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin, they're still around, they're not going to be around forever, and somebody's got to pick up that torch and carry it on, really. So it seems to be sort of a healthy amount of young bands coming through doing that style of music, really. So I think, yeah, it'll always be around, and hopefully we'll be part of the sort of new wave that's coming through.
Now, you also were described as showcasing an impressive hunger and conviction in your performance. Now, is that driven by, your being driven, or is that more driven by a sense of the love of the music, or is it a mixture of both?
I'd probably say it's both. I think, if we didn't love what we were doing, we wouldn't be sort of, the way we do things at the minute, sort of still very DIY, driving up and down the country, sleeping on floors, sleeping in the van, and, we're in it because we love music, we're not really making any money at the minute, so I know some bands might say, we're in it for the money. We certainly aren't. I mean, we'd like to be able to do it for a living, but music is ultimately the most rewarding goal for us, and getting out in front of, if you can play to all these people and you're getting responsive feedback, then that's what it's all about for us, really. Yeah.
And you've supported some pretty big names, Wembley Kid Joe, Skid Row. Which one was the best one, would you say?
They've all been great, really. Walking Papers as well we toured with, which is Baron Martin, Jeff Angel's band from Seattle, which also features Ben Anderson and Duff McKagan, so they treated us really well. Skid Row tour was a blast. Ugly Kid Joe, we've had a few dates with, and we're going up again with them soon. And this one as well, this has been, like I said earlier, it's a different sort of audience, and the audiences seem to have taken quite well to us, so they've all been really good. I can't really pick one out, because it's still sort of not new to us, but the audiences are still very sort of enthusiastic, we're meeting all these new people, and yeah, it's all going well.
And who would you say is the dream band to tour with, like the dream lineup?
Right, that's a good question. Well, with bands that are currently around, I mean, I'd love to play with Black Crowes at some point. I know Johnny'd like to do a tour with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So anyone like that, really. I wouldn't mind maybe doing a couple of shows with Glenn Hughes at some point. That would be pretty cool. I mean, that's more to the people that we like, you know, we really love and we look up to. But we're happy to play with any band, really. So yeah.
Oh, well, what can Manchester expect from the show tonight?
Well, we've been doing every night on the tour, really. Just high octane, pure rock and roll show with its roots in the blues and making sure we bring that groove element to make people dance. And I'm sure it's going to be another sweaty night on the tour tonight.
All right, well, we'll wrap it up then. Do you have a message right into the camera for all our readers?
We've got a couple of websites, mainly Facebook. Check that out, Buffalo Summer. To keep up to date with us, buffalosummer.net for everything else, and hopefully we'll see some of you at the shows. Thank you very much.
Buffalo Summer, thank you very
Cheers,
much.
man.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, top man.